We use G Suite to run nearly our entire business.
G Suite really is the backbone of everything we do at Sanmina.
Empezamos a utilizar Google Cloud porque necesitábamos una plataforma segura para trabajar en todo el mundo de manera colaborativa.
Jamboard provides us a better way to collaborate and explore more ideas within the same amount of time.
My commute has become my most valuable work time because of the tools in G Suite.
Tenemos más de 70 millones de clientes en el mundo. Los modelos de negocio financiero están cambiando para atender la demanda de los clientes. Y la única forma de cambiar esos modelos es innovando.
We have close to 700 people working all over the world. We need all of those people working together.
Ahora trabajamos de una forma mucho más sencilla, más colaborativa, más conectada entre empleados.
With the help of Google collaborative tools and G Suite, we're a lot more efficient than we were before.
We're all about pushing the envelope and learning each step of the way.
And G Suite is right there with us.
Good morning. Please welcome David Thacker.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Thacker. I'm the VP of Product Management at Google, and very excited to have you all here today. Thank you for your time. Hopefully you enjoyed the keynote sessions this morning. Our teams have been really hard at work this last year building new product innovations into G Suite. And as you saw in the keynotes this morning and yesterday, we had a number of new product announcements which really show how we're helping organizations reimagine the way they work. In today's Spotlight session, this session, we'll dive deeper into how organizations are realizing the benefits of G Suite. We'll make a few more product announcements. We'll do a demo of some of our products. We're also fortunate enough today to have two of our customers which will come on stage, both Colgate and Casper, to talk about their experience with G Suite. So let's dive in. First, I want to talk about some of the trends we're seeing in the nature of work. It's estimated by the year 2020, almost 50% of the global workforce will be working remotely, at least part-time. That means they could be working from home, they could be working from a coffee shop, from an airport, from a client location. So technology needs to allow seamless collaboration anytime, anywhere. Now, most of you have probably worked in environments with traditional technology tools, legacy productivity solutions, where collaborating means sending file attachments back and forth over email, always trying to figure out who has the latest version of the file. Not very efficient for today's working world. So to be competitive, organizations need to provide their workforces new ways to seamlessly collaborate. And that's one of the things we're really focused on within G Suite. Another big trend we're seeing is that employees are increasingly spending time on things that don't really matter and aren't really driving business impact. So companies need to empower their employees to focus on the things that they were hired to do, adding more strategic value. According to a McKinsey study, we see that almost half the work week is spent on what could be mundane tasks, such as searching for information, consolidating information, or just reading and responding to emails. So within G Suite, you're going to see a big focus on we're trying to automate a lot of those repetitive tasks and help employees focus on driving business impact and focus on work that really matters. So it's time to reimagine work. And at G Suite, our mission is to move businesses to a better way of working, helping them become more dynamic and more innovative. We do this through our suite of applications. And so for those of you not familiar with G Suite has a pretty robust suite of products. Products you've heard of, products like Gmail, Google Drive, which is approaching 1 billion users, as you heard this morning. Other products such as Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides. So the best way to think about G Suite as a suite is to see how we've bundled the suite together and have these products work seamlessly together. So I'd like to invite two of my colleagues, Rich and Vishnu, on stage to give you a demo of G Suite in action.
Thanks, David. Imagine this. You get into the office, and you get an urgent ping. There's a new, crazy, high-profile deadline project that you have, and it's due when? In a seemingly impossible amount of time. Does that sound familiar? Did it happen this week? No matter what industry we're in, situations like these are inevitable. And versions of this, big and small, happen every day. When they do happen, wouldn't you want to use the tools that help your teams create their best work and in less time? OK, enough talking about work transformation. Let us show you what we mean. Meet Sammy. He forgot his Pixel book on the kitchen counter this morning. But luckily for him, he's able to grab a loaner Chromebook and log in instantly with his two-factor authentication security key. These security keys are easy, and they complement passwords. Unlike tokens, they plug in and can't be broken. In fact, there have been 0 detected or reported G Suite account hijackings with security key deployments.
Nothing like a ping first thing in the morning. Looks like Julie created a chat room just for the Project Alpha project. Let's take a look. Oh wow, we need to make a presentation in just 2 days. How are we going to do that? All right, let's get started. Great, looks like Julie gave us a framework that we can work with.
Hangouts Chat makes it easy to collaborate in teams and share documents in one place. As you see here, the slides are fully embedded in the presentation, and the right permissions have been shared automatically.
All right, let's take a look at the presentation. Looks like a lot of the team is already in here working real time. It's very seamless, and no one is bothered by edits that need to be blocked. You can also leave comments that can be assigned to specific owners. In this case, it looks like I have a comment, and I need to follow up on something. Let's see. Julie wants me to check on how Phase 2 regional sales are doing. OK, now I just need to track down this information somehow.
As David mentioned, according to McKinsey, the average worker spends about 20% of their week trying to find and consolidate information. And when you're racing against the clock, chances are if you can't find that information at your fingertips, you just won't include it. And that's not reflective of your best work. With Cloud Search, you can leverage Google's expertise in search to find the information your team needs to create their best work. Not only do we help you find your G Suite documents, but we also analyze data from tools that your companies use the most, like Salesforce. And all of this without leaving the tab.
Great. I found the exact spreadsheet that I need to look at. It's the Phase 2 regional sales export from Salesforce. Let's go ahead, open that, take a look. Again, my team is actually working in this real time. Edits are all happening seamlessly. No one gets a workbook is locked warning, and I have the confidence of knowing that the data in here is always up to date. And just like docs or slides, you can leave comments and have them assigned to specific owners, allowing them to be actually trackable.
Spreadsheets are one of the most relied upon sources of data in the enterprise. Yet less than 30% of users feel comfortable using spreadsheets and manipulating formulas. With Explore in Sheets, anyone, even Sammy, can find insights in their data instantly by asking questions in plain English, not having to write formulas. Sheets uses natural language processing to understand your request and convert it into a formula. Aside for equals sum, who can remember all the parameters for every formula anyway? Who wants to? Explore in Sheets can help you visualize your data by suggesting relevant charts, pivot tables, and insights, all instantly.
OK, so Julie wanted me to update the Phase 2 regional sales revenue. So let's go ahead and actually ask that question. What is the average revenue per region? All right, great. It looks like Sheets gives me the answer right here. And all I need to do is go back to the deck and update the data. As you can see here, I'm actually just making a simple update to the slide. And just like that, it's again up to date. I don't need to share a new version of the presentation, create a V1, V2. We're just done with version roulette. And let me also update Julie on the good news. Let's chat. Some things are better covered in person, so I'm actually going ahead and actually create a meeting right from the calendar in the side panel in Google Slides.
As Sammy mentioned, some topics are discussed better face-to-face. But setting up that meeting can take a lot of time. Time you just don't have when you're racing against the deadline. In Google Calendar, we've incorporated smart suggestions to make this process a whole lot easier.
Calendar suggests meeting times that work for everyone. It's even smart enough to account for time zones and work blocks. It's able to account for the fact that Rosa is located in Madrid and Nick in New York. Calendar also suggests meeting rooms that work for everyone, like this brainstormer room here in Madrid. And as you can see, Calendar will also tell you what technology is available in each room, like Hangouts Meet hardware or a Jamboard. Scheduling meetings is now quick and easy, just like it should be. Let's go ahead and actually have that meeting right now. As you can see, it's easy to join a Hangouts Meet call right from Calendar. You can also join by phone or from an outside domain. And once you join that meeting, it's easy to collaborate. You can present documents, presentations, or even Jamboard sessions. So I'm going to go ahead and join this meeting. Great. Looks like our teammates are already in here. Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, Sammy. How's San Francisco?
Hi, everyone.
Amazing. The weather's great. Love it. Let's go ahead and actually collaborate on the document we've all been working on.
With G Suite and Google Docs, collaboration happens at the same time. This means that your documents are always up to date. This helps your projects keep moving forward. You can assign action items, or, as Sammy is doing, type in a phrase using natural language English, just saying something like Julie to follow up on this. Docs uses the power of natural language processing to suggest an action item in real time. Plus, it even knows which Julie to assign it to. Oh, wow, it looked like Julie responded. That's pretty powerful. We didn't have to wait for an email. We could just see her response right there.
That was super fast. We're all done. Let's go ahead and update Susan on the fact that the presentation is good to go.
As Sammy drafts his email, Gmail helps him complete his sentences. As you can see, Smart Compose offers Sammy suggestions as he types and saves him valuable time. One thing I'd like to point out here is that Sammy isn't just getting suggestions that are one-word suggestions. Gmail is smart enough to suggest phrases or almost complete sentences that help him speed up his email typing process. We take security very seriously. When you need to manage sensitive information over email communications, you can use the confidential mode in Gmail. This lets you put restrictions on messages so they cannot be forwarded, downloaded, copied, or printed. You can even set expirations so that access to the message content is limited. These security enhancements, combined with AI-powered features like Smart Compose, make up the new Gmail. And in case you missed it, good news. Gmail is generally available for all G Suite customers starting today. OK, Sammy sent the email, and naturally, he goes back to chat where this all started.
All right, after that sprint, it's time to recognize a team for all of their hard work. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule some celebration cupcakes right in Hangouts chat.
Finding a time that works for everyone isn't easy. But with the Meet bot, Sammy can enter a simple command with the names of all the attendees, and Meet will figure out who they are and what times work for everyone.
Looks like Meet found us a few options. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the second option, and just like that, I'm all done.
Sammy's story is a small peek at how G Suite can help enterprises like yours reimagine work. Whether it's an urgent exec request like Sammy's story or an everyday project, G Suite can help your teams create better work together and faster. We're constantly innovating on G Suite to make it more secure, smart, and simple. And David will share more.
Thank you, Richa and Vishnu, and hopefully that demo gave you some insight on how the products work together as a suite. It's one thing that we've really been focused on this last year is making sure our products are tightly integrated and work cohesively as a suite. So let's talk about secure, smart, and simple, as Richa mentioned. These are the three pillars of our G Suite product strategy, and they're what really set our products apart. So let's take a deeper dive in each one of these. First, let's start with smart. And what we mean by smart is how do we bring artificial intelligence into our G Suite products? With artificial intelligence, our philosophy has been to not replace humans, but to rather create assistive technologies that help humans, right? So things that automate repetitive tasks, automate mundane tasks, help humans focus on the things they're uniquely suited for, such as interfacing with clients or higher value-added work, creative work, that sort of thing. So we've built in intelligence across all of our products within G Suite. For the purposes of this session, I'm going to focus on two of the most important products within the business world, which are spreadsheets and email. So Google Sheets in the enterprise. Again, there's been a big focus within Google Sheets team to make sure that Google Sheets is first class in terms of enterprise support. We want to make sure that businesses, when they adopt G Suite, can continue as business as usual when they migrate to Google Sheets. So we've introduced a number of unique features. First is our macro recording in the cloud. So now with Sheets, you can easily record a macro and save it automatically to the cloud. So if there's things you want to automate in terms of repetitive tasks, you can do that now through Sheets. Another example in Sheets is the ability to create your own functions using our app scripting language. And finally, we've invested quite a bit in pivot tables so that using our Explore feature, which I'll show on the next slide, you can easily create the best pivot tables for your data. Wait till the video finishes. So in terms of making better business decisions, Richa gave this example of this in the demo. Again, she cited the fact that 1/3 of your employees know how to use formulas, the rest aren't sure how to use them, right? And so if you want to get insights, we want to let any employee within an organization get insights from the data. So by asking natural language questions of the data, such as what's the average profit by type of garment, you can get insights automatically, and you can get the formula that was used to construct that answer. We've also heard from enterprise customers that they want to be able to import data into Sheets from other solutions in the enterprise. So one of the most requested solutions for integration was SAP. So we now have an SAP integration where you can export data from SAP easily into Sheets so you can run analysis on that data. Another integration we're really excited to announce today is integration with Salesforce. Many of you may probably use Salesforce as your CRM. With Salesforce now in the Sheets add-on, you can easily exchange data back and forth with Salesforce Lightning. That allows you to run easy analysis on sales data. We're also looking to add several more integrations to different various SaaS and ERP solutions over the coming year. So let's now talk about email. With Smart and Email, we're trying to help remove the effort from email. You saw the earlier stat that employees spend hours and hours per week in their inbox. We're also leveraging artificial intelligence in Gmail to minimize distractions. So if you set up notifications in Gmail, you could get buzzed for every single time a message comes into your inbox. This could be quite annoying, quite distracting. Really, you only want to be buzzed or messaged when you have an important email that you need to respond to. So within Gmail, you can now turn on priority notifications, and we'll automatically use AI and various signals to determine which types of emails are important to you and only notify you when important emails come in. Again, helping you focus on getting your work done and only notifying you when it's really important. So as Richa said, these features are available in the new Gmail, which is generally available to all G Suite customers today. There's a few other features in the new Gmail, things like much better offline support, which has been a heavily requested feature. So if you're working on an airplane or you're in a location without an internet connection, you can now use Gmail effortlessly. Another big advancement in Gmail is what we're calling the side panel. And you'll see that here in the screenshot on the right, where you can bring other applications into Gmail, things like Calendar. So that's the smart pillar. Let's talk about our second pillar, which is simple. So at Google, we have tremendous experience building products that scale to billions of users, including some of our G Suite applications that have over 1 billion users. We know how to build these easy-to-use interfaces, and it's not just for end users. We're also looking to build seamless, easy-to-use experiences for IT administrators to make it very easy to manage and deploy a G Suite experience. So one of the ways simplicity manifests itself is in our communication products. And we've now built out a suite of communication products. We want to make it, when you're working with remote attendees, to be as effortless as if you were in a face-to-face meeting. So I'm going to walk you through our unified communication suite of products. And there's really 5 core products in this suite. The first is Hangouts Meet, which is our enterprise video solution. And we're happy to report that we're now expanding the number of attendees that can attend a video conference through Meet up to 100. We're also announcing the ability to live stream a meeting to up to 100,000 attendees to let you run very large, sort of all-hand employee meetings, for instance. The second product is our Hangouts Chat product. This is our chat solution within G Suite. We recently relaunched this product just a few months ago. It includes a number of advancements, including strong focus on team collaboration and the existence of rooms. The other thing it allows are threaded conversations, intelligent bots. We've opened it up to third parties so they can integrate to G Suite. We now have dozens of third parties that have written bots on the platform. And as you heard earlier in the keynote yesterday, we're now bringing our Smart Reply technology in the coming weeks to Hangouts Chat. The third product in our suite is the Hangouts Meet hardware kits. These hardware kits let you easily and cost-effectively deploy video conferencing into your conference rooms. We've seen this be very popular with G Suite customers as they look to outfit many more rooms with video conferencing capabilities. And as you heard yesterday, we're bringing some additional enhancements to this product later this year, where we'll support voice-activated commands. So you can start a meeting just by saying, OK, Google, start the meeting. There'll be other types of commands that will be supported at launch. The fourth product is our Jamboard, which is our digital whiteboard. So this allows creative type work, brainstorming, that sort of thing, with remote attendees. Everyone can follow along. If you ever tried to run a brainstorming meeting with people that are in different offices, it's really hard. They can't follow what's on the whiteboard. With Jamboard, you can make that all digital. And so it's very easy to do these types of collaboration with groups that are spread at remote offices. And finally, our fifth product, which we announced earlier today in the keynote, is Google Voice. This completes our suite of unified communication products. Google Voice is our cloud telephony solution. It's based on the technology that we've used for many, many years in the consumer Google Voice, but we're bringing it to enterprise. Again, very easy to deploy, and it's going to be tightly integrated with the rest of the G Suite products. So now let's talk about another use case for G Suite, which is optimizing meeting room usage. This is something we have quite a bit of experience with at Google. At Google, we have around 20,000 conference rooms that have video conferencing capabilities. So that makes us, if not one of the most heavy consumers of video conferencing in the enterprise space today. We have a lot of experience managing these rooms, and we want to bring some of that expertise to our products in G Suite to help our customers as well. So let me give you some examples of that. I'm sure you've all been in situations in your companies where you've had a meeting you really wanted to schedule and you couldn't find any available meeting rooms, right? And what might be frustrating is then when it's time for the meeting, you walk around your office and you see there's several meeting rooms that are booked, but no one's in there, right? That's a pretty common occurrence. That happens at Google sometimes. And there could be a lot of reasons for that. It could be everyone declined the meetings. It could be everyone's working remotely that day, and so they didn't need the actual physical meeting room. It could have been it's a nice day outside, so they wanted to go sit in a picnic table in the courtyard for their meeting. So we want to help solve this problem and return unused meeting rooms back to the pool of available rooms. So what we've built is an advancement where Google Calendar will automatically monitor meetings. And if everyone declines a meeting, then it'll automatically return that room back to the available pool of rooms to be booked. Another enhancement we're going to make along the lines coming down the road is the ability to use our Handouts Meet hardware to monitor the room. So if we see that there's no activity in the room, no one's physically present in the room, we can automatically return those rooms back to the pool of available rooms to be booked. Again, helping you save facilities cost and better utilize your rooms. We're also investing heavily in analytics. We want to help companies maximize their meeting room utilization. So this is an example of our dashboard. This is real data from our Zurich office. But you can see some common things such as what are the most popular rooms? How frequently are meetings being used? What size meetings are most common within your organization? And so to zoom in on some of this data, let's say, for instance, we wanted to outfit next generation of hardware in some of our meeting rooms. Or let's say we were looking to provision more meeting rooms and we wanted to figure out what's the best location to put additional meeting rooms. Or maybe to put Jamboards in meeting rooms. We could leverage this data and it would give us all those insights. Right? So these are some pretty powerful analytics that we think can really help optimize the space, not just your employees' time, but the space in which they operate. So that covers smart and simple. Our third pillar is secure. And so I'd like to invite my colleague Rena on stage to talk about security in G Suite and how we keep our customers safe.
Thank you, David. Hello, everyone, and good morning. I'm Rena Nedkarni. I'm the product lead for security and analytics on G Suite. There's so much excitement about our machine learning features in G Suite. But one question I often get is, what about security? Are you going to help me with my compliance journey? Let's start by looking at some of the customer pain points in this area. First, just keeping up. It is becoming increasingly difficult for IT to manage these assets at scale. Did you know that on an average, a large organization has to manage upwards of 1,400 cloud-based services? Email still remains one of the most important attack vectors. 91% of attacks start with phishing someone's credentials in your account. There has been a 15x, not 15%, 15 times increase in ransomware. Some people are even offering ransomware as a service. So it's clearly very, very difficult for IT to get a handle on all of this. We want to make it simple for IT, but also provide tools for the enterprise end user to be a part of the security ecosystem. We believe that, first of all, a cloud-native solution can help you with your security needs. It can help you mitigate risk. It's like getting a locker in a bank instead of trying to keep your money under your mattress at home. When I think about security for G Suite, I think about three simple things: intelligent, compliant, and simple. What do I mean by intelligent? By default, an admin should have some basic protections. We announced yesterday that when someone adds your organization's credentials to their Android or iOS device, without them having to download anything, without you having to do anything, we are able to protect that device. We're able to allow you to do a selective account wipe, or you can protect it with a password. And that is really keeping it simple. And finally, we want to help our customers on their compliance journey. The first thing you can do is use the cloud to stop these bad actors. And why should you use the Google Cloud? We have the capability to show you 500,000 YouTube videos in high definition simultaneously. What does that mean for security? It allows our network, the network that runs 1/4 of all of the internet's traffic, to absorb some of the most egregious denial of service attacks. Second, we filter 10 million spam messages per minute. And finally, 3 billion devices are protected by Google's safe browsing technology. But why are we talking about scale anyway? In security, scale matters. Scale allows us to build better machine learning models. You can see here some statistics about what happens every single minute at Google. We talked about the 10 million spam messages that we spam. But did you know that every minute, close to 700,000 web pages are scanned for harmful software? We find 2 phishing websites that are isolated every single minute. But these are machines, and they're machine learning models that really thrive on data. But hey, what about those admins? They're only human. How are they doing? This is where the Security Center comes into play. Admins are humans, and they don't do as well when you throw a whole bunch of data at them. In fact, it's really difficult for them to distinguish the signal from the noise. The Security Center helps an admin go from prevention to detection to remediation. First, we show you Security Health, which is Google's best practices on what you should do with our security settings. We show you a nice green checkbox if you are correctly adhering to our security best practices. If not, we show you the delta so you can fix it. Second, security dashboards. Everything from your mobility, your login audit, your Google Drive activity is now available in one single spot. And yesterday at Google Next, we announced the security investigation tool. This allows an admin to very quickly isolate incidences when they happen. The amount of time you have when a bad actor enters into your organization to remediate that situation is very little. So this is a very powerful capability that allows you to go from one data corpus to the other and quickly isolate that incident. We did a lot of customer research when we were building the Security Center. And this quote from one of our CIOs really warms my heart, and she felt that we were listening to our customer requirements. We talked a little bit about how we're trying to keep things simple. We have one admin console, not 12, not 14, one admin console that allows you to look at everything across the board. I'm so excited to announce that we have over 10 million devices under management with Google Mobile Device Management, and they are growing really fast. We encrypt your data at rest. We encrypt your data in transit. Yesterday, we announced the functionality of data regions. Data regions allows you the ability to be able to store your data selectively, either in Europe or in the US or globally. This provides you additional control over where your data resides. And it's really easy to use. You can assign it to as many regions as you want. And guess what? it adapts normally. So if I have a file that I am the owner of, and then I transfer the ownership of that file to David, and David is based in Europe, the data regions policy for David's region will automatically apply. And my favorite part is that during this entire data move, your content remains available to you. You're never locked out of your data. This is an enterprise-ready product that is available both in our G Suite Business and our G Suite Enterprise editions at no extra cost. So what are we doing with G Suite in the enterprise? One question I often get is, hey, you're Google, what about ads? Let me be clear. Google does not use, scan, or show advertisements in G Suite. We do not use your data. Your data belongs to you. One of our goals is to never lock you into G Suite, so you can delete or export your data at any time. We also work with third-party auditors and regulators to make sure that our data practices are met and they are verified by them. So to summarize, we talked about three main things. We talked about how Google's scale in security helps us build better machine learning models. We talked about how, with advances like the Security Center investigation tool and data regions, we are providing you with more control and powerful capabilities to better manage the security of your organization. And finally, we talked about how Google is helping its customers on their compliance journey. With that, I would like to call David back on stage to talk about how we have designed G Suite to be a more open platform. Thank you.
Thanks, Rina. So let's talk about G Suite being an open platform. One of the things that we found is that our customers typically use lots of different SaaS applications, 36 to be exact, and that number is growing every year. And so we want to make sure G Suite works really well with these other applications. I talked earlier about how Sheets is working with SAP and Salesforce now. We've also integrated G Suite with a number of our other products with third parties. So one example, we now have a Gmail add-on framework where developers can write add-ons that plug into Gmail and show up on the right rail of Gmail here in this side panel. And what's great about this is they're fully interactive, so you can drag and drop between these things depending on how the developers configured it. We're excited to announce we have 3 new add-ons that are coming shortly to Gmail: Atlassian, Box, and Dropbox, who are 3 of our partners. In this example, the Atlassian example, you'd be able to, for example, let's say you're looking at a Jira ticket that's referenced in an email, you'd be able to see that the details of that show up on the right-hand side in the side panel. So some pretty powerful things that let people stay in their inbox and then minimizes context switching between apps. We're also looking at how do we collaborate with legacy productivity solutions that may be used in your enterprise for a variety of reasons. And I'll take you through a few of these examples, and you heard about some of this morning in the keynote. But one is scheduling with Calendar. We know scheduling meetings is really important, especially if you have different calendaring systems in your enterprise. And so to date, you've been able to use Google Calendar and exchange visibility with Exchange Calendar in the enterprise. We're extending that capability in the coming months, so you'll actually be able to book Exchange resources through Google Calendar. So do all your management through Google Calendar, which is pretty powerful. Another example of how we're interoperating in the meeting space is with video conferencing. We recently announced a partnership with Pexip that allows you to use your hardware from either Cisco or Polycom or Lifesize to call into a Hangouts Meet meeting. So you can use your existing facilities investments in these hardware systems to use Hangouts Meet. It also supports the ability to call into a Hangouts Meet meeting from the Skype for Business app. So this will support multi-use environments. And then finally, one of the things we're most excited about is Google-level collaboration experience within the Microsoft Office environment. So here's an example where in Drive today, you can open a Word document, say, in Drive. And from within Drive in this preview pane, you can actually comment on the document and assign action items. And that'll get saved locally to that Word file. So when your colleagues come into Microsoft Word, they'll be able to see all those actions. But you yourself don't need to be using Word to make these adjustments. Another thing that we're really excited to announce today is real-time presence in Drive for Microsoft documents. So if someone opens a Microsoft Word document from within Drive and they start editing that file, other Drive users will see that that document is being edited and someone else has it open, and it'll notify you when the document's actually safe to edit. So this will eliminate those collisions you'll see in a Microsoft world where employees are trying to operate on the same file at the same time. Through Drive, we're trying to solve that for users. So with that, let's hear from some of our customers and their transition to G Suite. And I'd first like to invite Mike Crow, who's the CIO of Colgate-Palmolive, to talk about their transition to G Suite and the impact it's had on their business. Mike?
Thanks, David. Good morning. I'm happy to be here today to take you through the Colgate G Suite story. Let me start by giving you a brief overview of our company. Colgate-Palmolive is a leader in the consumer packaged goods industry. We've been around for more than 210 years, and we closed 2017 with $15.5 billion in sales. And we're truly a global company. We have 36,000 Colgate people around the world, and we sell our products in over 200 countries and territories around the world. We're tightly focused in 4 core categories: oral care, personal care, home care, and pet nutrition, representing some of the most recognizable brands in the world, which you can see on the screen here. In 2015, we realized that we had reached an inflection point regarding our collaboration capabilities inside of Colgate. In our Colgate business, our teams around the world were getting more and more interdependent. That was making it more important to collaborate more frequently and better across functions and across geographies. From a technology standpoint, we were on a legacy on-premise set of collaboration tools, and we knew we needed to make a change. We knew we needed to go to the cloud. We needed to go to the cloud because that's where the entire space of collaboration was going. But more importantly, we needed to move to the cloud because we recognized that the pace of innovation, the pace of adding new collaborative capabilities to contribute to our organization was something we wanted to latch onto. So we embarked on an evaluation of multiple suppliers, and we of course picked G Suite. We picked G Suite for 3 key reasons. The first was integration. As we looked at the Google Cloud Platform, we thought it was architected to best fit together all of these different capabilities in a consistent fashion and make sure it kept things as simple as possible for our users. We were also impressed with Google's pace of innovation. And finally, we thought we had the best chance to create a strong partnership with Google. After selecting Google, it was time to move on to implementation. And we made 2 key decisions early on. The first was related to who we were going to work with. We recognized that we hadn't done this before, and we wanted to partner with somebody who had, and we chose SADA Systems. The second was related to how we were going to deploy. With consultation from SADA, we decided to deploy the full capabilities of the G Suite at once, but in a staged approach as it applied to our user population. We started with our IT organization. It was a safe set of users to start with. It gave us a chance to learn the capabilities of the G Suite. It gave us a chance to develop training so that we could actually support the wider population as we continued to roll out. And it gave us a chance to learn. As you can imagine, on that first conversion weekend, we had lots of bumps. We barely made it to Monday morning and having the G Suite available for our IT users around the world. But that was the point. We needed to learn because we knew we needed to scale to greater numbers as we continued. Our second phase was to leverage the excitement we had seen in our user population when we announced that we were going Google. We recruited 4,000 volunteers to be early adopters and Google guides. Learning what we had in the first phase, that implementation went much smoother. And it gave us the confidence that we were ready for the ultimate scale that we had to get to, which was our last phase, implementing 24,000 users in 1 weekend. And I'm happy to say that that implementation couldn't have gone any better. It went smoothly because of the learnings we applied from the first 2 phases of implementation, and it went smooth because we leveraged those volunteers. We knew this was going to be a big change for our people in Colgate. We had been on that legacy set of collaboration tools for a very long time, and our user base is dispersed all around the world. Those volunteers gave us feet on the ground in all of our locations to create excitement and get the organization ready for what was coming on launch day. It gave us feet on the ground to support the users in those early days and beyond. But of course, you all know it doesn't stop with the initial implementation. We continue to promote and grow the utilization of the G Suite. And what's been particularly rewarding for me over the past year in the circles I travel in is that I'm increasingly hearing from functions outside of IT the benefits of fully leveraging G Suite. I'm not going to go through all the quotes that you see on the screen here, but what impresses me about them is they cover multiple functions in the organization, multiple places around the world, and they really touch on the benefits of fully leveraging Google. Not just about learning new mail and new calendar capabilities, but sharing documents on Drive, collaborating in docs and sheets and slides, conducting virtual meetings with Hangouts Meet and Hangouts Chat, and all the productivity improvements that come along with that. As an IT organization, we're enjoying the pace of innovation. It's much easier for us to consume the new capabilities coming without having to talk about upgrades and the number of servers we need to upgrade and how long that's going to take. And I can sincerely tell you today that Google has turned out to be precisely the partner that we expected. We look forward to continuing to partner, to innovate, and to explore with Google. Thank you, and David, thanks for having me. Back to you.
Thanks, Mike, for sharing the story with us. Really awesome to see the quotes up here from your employees post-migration and the impact our products are having. So now we want to juxtapose that with a second customer conversation with Ryan Seit, who's the director of IT for Casper Sleep. Casper is one of the hottest e-commerce startups in the Valley. They're not 200 years old. I think they're 4 years old. And they were born on G Suite and have scaled their business quite dramatically on G Suite. So we'd love to invite Ryan up here to talk about that experience.
Thank you. Hey guys, my name is Ryan. I'm the director of IT for Casper. A little history about the company. When we started in 2014, the term mattress startup was completely unheard of. Casper brought innovation to a product and industry that had essentially been on autopilot for decades. We disrupted the industry. It was a $15 or is a $15 billion industry by shipping the best mattress possible directly to our consumers at a reasonable price. In addition to that, we were one of the first companies to offer a 100-night free trial. Within those first 28 days of opening Casper, we earned $1 million in revenue. Since then, Casper has been named one of Fast Company's most innovative companies in the world. In addition, our mattress was crowned Time Magazine's best invention. Currently in our 4th year, our total revenue has grown to more than $600 million. What I'll be doing today is just walking you guys through how Casper has positioned G Suite as the cornerstone for our growth and innovation. In the beginning, Casper was based out of a single office / showroom located in New York. And at that time, we had somewhere around 5 to 10 employees. That may be exaggerating things a bit. But as the brand continued to grow, so the need for us to increase our workforce. We went from a grand total of less than 10 employees to 400, and that seemed to happen overnight. To accommodate that growth, obviously, we needed to expand our presence. So initially, that New York office then moved to, or not moved to, but expanded to San Francisco here, LA, Berlin, and coming this fall, we're going to be opening up a headquarters in Toronto as well. G Suite proved critical to helping us grow as our workforce became distributed across those multiple continents. It allowed us to communicate and collaborate both internally and externally with ease. The implementation of Gmail, Google Docs, Hangouts, and all the other Google products allowed our teams to build and maintain strong working relationships in addition to retaining our company culture, and that is huge. And that happened regardless of the location, within office or home. So since our initial launch, we've grown from that single product, our Casper mattress, to a number of sleep products, including pillows, bedding, and more. And G Suite helped us to foster that innovation mindset that has helped Casper become hugely successful. It's allowed all of our teams to bring new ideas to life and present these ideas across the company in a quick fashion rather than to spend time on the process of actually creating it. That can prove time-consuming with other products. Teams are able to quickly open one of the many templates that we've created in Google Docs, Slides, Sheets, and begin collaborating with each other immediately. And all of this collaboration, as you saw in the presentation earlier, happens in real time. In addition to that, it doesn't matter where they're located. They can be in the office, they can be in transit, they can be at home. It happens anywhere in real time. And that's due in part to the fact that G Suite is cloud-based, which is helpful for IT. And that's the mic. So, for example, marketing teams can track, they can plan launches to make necessary changes on the fly. Personally, I've been able to collaborate with other teams within tight deadlines, collaborating using Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides, and I've been able to do so, within the office, at home, or even on the way here to the conference mid-flight. The latest G Suite introduction that we've introduced to our employees is the Team Drive functionality, which that enables IT to ensure that data is managed in one centralized location rather than being dispersed or scattered throughout multiple services, and it scares me to say, locally on people's computers. That is no longer the case, which is wonderful. So that's been a huge help for us in reducing that data sprawl that I'm sure everybody in IT has experienced at one point or another, in addition to ensuring that no data that we have is lost. Past that, the story does not stop there for Casper. A little over 6 months ago, we started opening retail locations, physical retail locations, and we call them sleep shops. One of those first sleep shops is right here in the Marina District in San Francisco, with other locations in New York, Atlanta, Denver, Chicago, Boston. You get the idea, right? Since then, we've opened 18 stores across the US and recently 2 in Canada. Introducing these sleep shops has created a different challenge for our IT team, as we now had retail employees in addition to our corporate employees. And oftentimes, retail employees don't get access to email. Not the case with Casper, but what that does, it limits the information that can be shared across the organization. And it creates that disconnect between retail and HQ. That's something we strove to avoid. As a startup, it's important for us to be able to have that real-time communication across the board to ensure that we're moving at that quick pace and everybody's understanding what's happening at all times. So in doing so, it gave us the ability to manage a high level of security, which was necessary for us, but enable that communication between all of our employees. So retail employees then now have access to the information applications that they need and can work directly with our corporate, retail, and CX teams. What that does enables them, or those store employees, to provide the premium customer experience that Casper is known for. Another challenge G Suite helps streamline for IT is the provisioning and deprovisioning of user accounts for both corporate and retail employees through automation. This is especially helpful for retail, where there can be seasonal hiring. All this being said, with G Suite, it just comes down to being simple to manage. As a team, IT has the right controls to help us secure both our corporate and retail users, as well as, and most importantly, our company data. G Suite serves as our primary directory for integrations with hundreds of other third-party services. It acts as a single source of truth for employee and organizational info. Mobile device management features, coupled with two-factor authentication, enables employees to use devices they're comfortable using that they already own. And in doing that, it enables us to A, sleep at night, but also ensure that regardless of what endpoint that user is using or chooses to use, the data is secured. For instance, if someone were to lose their phone, which has never happened to anybody, I'm sure, we can easily provide or push a remote wipe just of that company data on that device to ensure it is not there anymore. So that being said, these are just a handful of ways that G Suite assists IT in keeping Casper secure so that users can freely collaborate. And as an IT team at Casper, we're very excited to see what the future holds in our partnership with Google as they continue to chart the course for the way businesses work. Thanks.
Thanks, Ryan. Great to hear how G Suite's supporting your growth in terms of employee headcount, expansion, and of products, and also expansion into physical stores. I also love the meeting rooms that were actually mattress rooms, where you take off your shoes and get in there. With our new calendar analytics, you'll be able to see how often those are utilized. My guess is you'll probably want more of them. Okay, well that concludes our session today. Again, this slide recaps all the products that were announced both yesterday, today at the keynote, and in this session. We have coming up this afternoon and tomorrow deep dives in all of our major products led by our various product leads. So I'll leave this up here. Highly encourage you, if you want to learn more about any of these products, go to these sessions. You'll learn quite a bit. And then tomorrow at 11:40, we will recap what's next for G Suite. We'll cover everything that was covered in these sessions. But thank you very much today, and thank you to our customers again for coming to share your stories with us. But I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you all.